Welcome to my dungeon. I want to show you what I just got. Actually, not what I just got. What my father built for me. I'm so excited about this. But first, actually, no. I'll do that in a second. So, I do artificial intelligence. That's my jig. That's my gig. That's the thing that I like doing. It's gonna get loud in here. I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna scream into the microphone. My father spent the last couple of days setting up. Oh, let me find the lights. Bam! Setting up this beautiful stack of machines. Oh, look at this pile of hardware. This is a good collection. I don't know what I'm pointing at. I'm not sure which box is which, but let's pretend it's this one, all right? He just gave me a full-ass machine with incredible compute power to train my models on so that I get to do my machine learning work on something that's so much, even faster than the machine I'm actively using, which is this guy right here. This is a guy, it's just a desktop. I got it pre-built at Micro Center because my old machine just died out of nowhere. I hate that. I would have built it myself, but I was in a rush. But I love this guy. He's a big honking big fella. He's got a fat GPU in there. I believe it's a NVIDIA G4 1660 Ti. If those letters and numbers mean anything to you, if not, I'm sorry. But here's the main idea behind this upgrade is, so this machine, I'm gonna throw some numbers at you because it's the only way I know how to talk about it. So this machine has one CPU in it. That's and it's currently like 3.46 gigahertz. So so just for reference, if you're not a CPU person, the idea is generally like a high-end CPU. Like I'm not sure if we've hit 4 gigahertz, right? Like a laptop, a lower-end laptop that's just kind of crunking, just kind of doing its thing, maybe runs at something like 2.5 gigahertz, right? So that's the kind of the range. You got like a shitty, crappy notebook laptop, crappy in terms of like it can't handle too much at the same time. Roughly like 2.5 gigahertz. Mine's on a little bit to the higher end. It's good, and I like that. All right, I'm very happy about him. But when you're running artificial intelligence, when we're running AI models, when you're running a neural network specifically, and basically I mean any AI models, because the idea is, you're working with tons of data, right? So you need to do tons of processing all in one short span of time. The faster you can do them, the faster you can get your results, the faster you can move on with your life and make things happen for you. So, this runs at 3.46 gigahertz, right? It's a single core. All right. So the idea behind cores is that any one CPU might have multiple cores, which you can think of them basically as multiple CPUs. So you can run things in parallel. If you've got something that takes 5 minutes to run on one CPU, it would take 2.5 minutes to run on a dual core CPU. That's the idea. Well, my father, my beautiful, my delightful, my delicate father, what a fantastic man. What he just did for me is he gave me one of these machines that has 4 12-core CPUs. That's 48 cores that I get to fuck with compared to the one that I have in this fella right here. It's just brilliant. It's 50 times. It's roughly 50 times the speed. How incredible is that? No, it's not quite. So, it takes some work. So if you don't know what a GPU is, it's the graphics processing unit. People use it for video games. I'll show you, actually. You can see in this window. It's this. Can I get a good look at it? So this is the GPU right there. You see that guy, that big, fat freaking fella underneath that light bulb? This guy right here. He's a honker. He can run all my video games at like top speed. It's a good GPU, and I'm a fan. It's roughly if you're only looking at number of computations per second, it's like 16 times as fast as my CPU. If you're looking at what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. I looked it up on, there's a Stack Overflow post. Somebody was doing comparisons between like that exact same CPU and my exact same GPU. It's like 16 times the speed. It's great. But the thing is, GPUs and CPUs you can't compare them directly. So the magic of a GPU is that it does linear algebra operations very, very quickly. So you can imagine, if you don't know anything about linear algebra, it works with, let me boil it down. It works with matrices. It works with the matrix, all right? It's just, you can imagine a grid of numbers, just like 4, 5, 6, a whole grid, hundreds of thousands of numbers in this grid, all right? And there's mathematical operations you can do on them to make those numbers do important things for you. So let's say you've got a video game character. He's got his arm like this, all right? What you can do is you can describe any one point on its arm. Let's pretend the tip of my thumb and like the elbow back here. You can describe any one point on this thumb with a sequence of numbers, right? In this case, it might be coordinates. In this case, it might be coordinates in 3 dimensions because I'm in 3-dimensional space. So right now it's up here at, some couple values. I shouldn't go into too much depth. You can describe them with coordinates of 3 dimensions, right? And if you need this thing to move, right, what you need is you need a way to update. You need a way to describe where my thumb goes and the fact that my elbow stays in about the same position, right? So that's what happens. You have a matrix. You can think of it. You have a matrix that describes the current position. And you've got a transformation that describes the change in position. All right, and it's those kinds of operations that GPUs do exceptionally well. And beyond that, just an incredible amount of things. So I'm not sure if you can make a direct comparison between the CPU upgrade that I just got and the GPU that I already used to my benefit. But I'll tell you this, oh my God, I'm excited. It's just the best. Most importantly, I really believe in the psychological benefits of things, right? The placebo effect is the most beautiful thing. I've got a machine dedicated to my exploration in the field of learning machines, teaching robots how to learn. That's my jig. That's my shit. And I don't know, I've got a whole ass server rack dedicated to that. I'm just so freaking excited about it. Anyways, that's all I want to talk about right there. Have a good one. Peace. This is number 6. Damn, I'm almost done. Fucking 6 out of 7 for the 7/7 Sunday number 1.